Wrestling fans, we're here now with Rampage Pro Wrestling in the ring. We have tag team action, a tag team we have seen on Rewind before, but now we're on Rampage Pro Wrestling with Jake Slater, the real deal, and the Wild Child, Joey Kidman, a tag team that comes to us from other areas in the Georgia Wrestling alliances. But we'll tell you what, all the wrestlers want to be here, the hotbed of professional wrestling, with the National Wrestling Alliance and Rampage Pro Wrestling. Of course, the real deal, Jake Slater, formerly associated with the Cash Balls, so no stranger to Rampage Pro Wrestling rings. Joey Kidman trying to make a name for himself, but right now we have a young man coming out as you hear the music who will actually arrest these two guys. He has the opportunity. This man is Chris Jacobs, Officer Chris Jacobs, and his tag team partner Jacob Ashworth. What a great tag team match this should be here on Rampage Pro Wrestling. Bill Behrens, as always, great excitement with Rampage Pro Wrestling.
Another tremendous match and another great Rampage Pro Wrestling program. Awesome to be here as always, and what a great match we have at this time as we look at, well, relatively two new teams out here coming into Rampage Pro Wrestling with Jacob Ashworth and Officer Chris Jacobs, and the Wild Child and the Real Deal.
And they seem color coordinated this week, so let's see if they're coordinated in their ring effort as well. Of course, Chris Jacobs has been training greatly here as of late, been trained by Mr. Wrestling #2 with the knee lift, and has been incorporating that into his matches. Jake Slater, not a popular wrestler here with the Rampage crowd. It'll be Joey Kidman starting out for his team, going up against Officer Chris Jacobs. And getting ready to lock up. And they lock up, collar and elbow, and now it's Kidman grabbing the arm, full arm twist, and locking the wrist now of Officer Chris Jacobs.
Kidman's got some decent size on him, but so does the officer at this point, and it's pretty even as these guys start off the match. Reversal there, grabs a hold of the arm. Neither man having a real advantage as he goes to the hammerlock reversal back and goes for the leg. Smart move there by the amateur wrestling trained Officer Chris Jacobs.
Driving now with full body now on top of that leg and putting the pressure now on the knee and the thigh of the Wild Child, Joey Kidman. Chris Jacobs in full control. Now snapping that leg, slingshots him over.
And that took it way far over, much further than it needed to go, and that's a lot of pressure on that leg and very early. Smart to take the big man off his feet. Kidman may not be carrying a lot of weight, but he does have some size. Cover already by Ashworth, but only a 1 count this early in the match.
Using Kidman as a wishbone that time. Not sure what the wish was, but certainly snatching those legs apart. And now Ashworth arm puts him all the way across the ring. Hits that turnbuckle hard and caught him with a drop kick.
Big man to go up for a drop kick. A good elevation, but no. A little bit more on that one. Took a little out of Kidman. Cut off there for Kidman. He's happy with himself. Hits the ropes, comes off, and gets caught right there. Sideways, taken down hard.
Side suplex and covers him. Only a 2 count. Referee Stan is in action here. And now a hard bolo forearm. Sends him back to the corner. Tag is made. And in comes Chris Jacobs. Jacobs puts the boots to him. Now goes for a snap mare. Now sets him up and
going back for the
almost
legs.
Wasted too much time.
Well, he started on the legs. They were trying to get back to the area they had decided to go for, and that did a lot of impact right there. A lot of time right now for Kidman in the match. Jake Slater, the fresh man on the outside. Kidman is smart to try to tag out to him. It looks like he's going to do that right now.
And the tag is made, and now Jake Slater comes in, leg trip takedown. Drop toe hold now, and into that Indian Deathlock type maneuver. Has that leg bent backwards and pulling back with the force. Tell you, Ashworth has come a long way in a short period of time. And as we mentioned before, great amateur background for Chris Jacobs.
Very much so. You can see that Jacobs and Ashworth spent some time in the back figuring out a battle plan for this particular team, and it looks like they've decided to go for the legs, take away their mobility on either of the two men, and that's a good idea. One of the realities of tag team wrestling and singles competition is that you benefit most to focus on a body part, to decide what you're trying to chop down when you go for it, rather than moving all over the person and not having the same impact, so to speak, on the offense that you bring. Right now, though, for the first time, it looks like the team of Kidman and Slater are gaining a bit of an advantage.
Another snap mare, and the tag was made. Kidman's in there after a takeover by Jake Slater.
Short kick right flat of the foot to the nose. Could have broken the nose on that one. We're going to have to see if we see any blood out of that from Chris Jacobs. So far, it looks okay. Okay, right now, better look. Yeah, right now he's all right, but that's the kind of very short, dangerous move that you can see in wrestling. Flat of the foot right to the bridge of the nose. That can really impair your breathing.
And right now, that move right there has the air control, but an elbow trying to escape here. Chris Jacobs, a couple of elbows to the midsection. He releases off the ropes, caught him with a short clothesline.
Kidman again gets pretty excited about himself each time he does something out there. I guess he's the wild child.
Absolutely, and I have a feeling with some more experience, this guy will go a long way with his size and with his conditioning. Strips him up for a slam, hard slam now on Jacobs.
Really had to muscle him up on that. You see Jacobs tried to fight the maneuver, wasn't able to do so. Now the veteran of the team in, Jake Slater, a real veteran of the ring wars here in the state of Georgia. We've seen him before in various tag team incarnations here at Rampage Pro Wrestling.
And certainly he has been around the ring and knows his way around. No stranger here, and dropping those elbows, a series of elbows. Hooks the leg, rolls him up, could have him right here, but not enough, as Chris Jacobs' resiliency is shining through here. But you know, Jake Slater's a man that can wear you down and wear you down hard. That's what he's doing right now, stretching that neck and pushing that head into a very uncomfortable position. And at ringside, the fans cheering on Chris Jacobs. And Jacobs will do well to make that tag, but a long way from that corner. Trying to fight back now as Jake Slater has him blocked off the rope. Swing and miss by Slater, and follows up with a knee to the midsection.
Notice how Slater went toward his man as he went into the ropes rather than staying in the middle, so that as soon as Officer Jacobs turned around, he was right there with that knee. Smart veteran maneuver on the part of Jake Slater. And now the youngster of the team, Kidman, in. Snap suplex takes him over, floats through. There's one, there's two. No, not enough for three.
And again, Jake Slater and the team of Jake Slater and Wild Child Joey Kidman certainly taking advantage of this match. And it's turned around for them. This could be their opportunity to shine. And when you come to Rampage Pro Wrestling, that is the goal, to get your hands in the air, whatever it takes. And that's what these guys want to do, but not at the expense of Chris Jacobs if he has anything to say about it.
Some weak punches. Chris Jacobs trying to throw some offense here, but he's taking considerable damage in this match. But he's on his feet, tries to throw Kidman in instead. Whipped hard into the corner buckle. You can see the impact that had on the lower back and spine of Chris Jacobs. Kidman a little over-eager, trying to get him in a pinning position. That's something he'll learn over time, to take his time.
And again, telling that referee to count faster. He can only count the same count for every pinfall. And that's not going to do it unless he gets the man down for the 3 count.
Headbutt right there. Kidman sacrificing his own forehead there for that piece of offense.
Remind the fans, Rampage Pro Wrestling returns on March 25th, 3 p.m. Super Sunday of Wrestling. Make plans to be here. And then we'll be here the 3rd week in April. Won't be here the 1st or the 8th, but back here on the 15th.
Very much so.
Arm whip now off the ropes. Caught him with a boot to the midsection. And a neck breaker, swinging neck breaker, and caught him hard. And that could be it. And again, close call. That time he did not hook the leg, and now pitching a temper tantrum in the ring.
This is a disturbed young man, Ben.
They have medication for things like that, I believe.
They do, and I believe we need some here.
And now obviously not happy at all with the fact that Chris Jacobs refuses to give up, refuses to die, refuses to lose here. And a headbutt now by Kidman, not something I would expect from Joey Kidman.
Well, second time he's done that, and in between a temper tantrum, you have to have a feeling is he the kid at home who just sits in the corner and bashes his head against the wall?
He could suck his thumb for all we know. Tag is made now, and Ashworth comes in as well as Jake Slater. 2 fresh men, swing and miss. That time, X-handle did not miss. And a clothesline. Hard punch down a clothesline again by Ashworth.
Ashworth gets his center ring position, waits for his man. Smart maneuver on his part, throws him in, comes right to him, brings him over with a power slam hard, but Kidman still in, manages to do the breakup at the count of 2. Kidman stays on him. Forearm after forearm in the middle of the ring on Ashworth, hits the ropes, but Ashworth is right there, hooks him with a full Nelson, has him down.
And he planted his head face first right into that canvas. Fireman's carry now takes him and again slams him down. Step over on the arm.
Rolls through, this could be it right here.
Version of the Oklahoma roll and did not get it. At ringside now, it's Chris Jacobs attacking Kidman. Kidman now switching over on him. Slams his head to the turnbuckle, into the hard apron there.
Try for sunset zip, but right there.
Wait a minute! He's got the ropes. He was holding his arms and got the pinfall on Ashworth. And very tricky means here, but Jake Slater got the pinfall. And so the winning tag team will be the Real Deal, Jake Slater, and the Wild Child, Joey Kidman, here as we begin Rampage Pro Wrestling. Fans,
what a match on Rampage Pro Wrestling. Fans, there's a whole lot more as the show continues. You're going to want to stay with us.
Don't go away.